sooner. But there's another benefit of resigning before you add an associate. And this is often overlooked. Here's the other benefit. Now, when you hire your associate, this will be a fee-for-service practice the associate's joining. Or either fee-for-service or radically reduced PPO. Remember, you don't have to go all the way. You
Right.
you may start with 20 plans and get down to 1 or 2. That could be success. Or you may get so emboldened by the success you're experiencing as you go fee-for-service. And by the way, if that's your goal, I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. But imagine that it is fee-for-service. How many associateships out there, Naren, do you think exist for a fee-for-service associate dentist? How many in the universe of associateship job postings, how many of those do you think are fee-for-service?
I think less than 10%, right? Maybe more like 5%.
They're virtually none.
Right.
They're virtually none. They don't exist. It's the unicorn job.
Right.
It's the mythical unicorn, job. And that'll allow you to attract the best possible associate. One of the mistakes that I see made, and it has a debilitating effect on the practice, is when an office hires an associate and has a revolving glass door of associates. Recently a doctor shared with me after one of our webinars that he's really had trouble retaining. He doesn't have trouble hiring them, but he has trouble keeping them. And he said, I'm embarrassed to admit that I've had 6 associates in the last 2 years. Well, something has to change, because that's the last thing in the world that you want, is to have a revolving glass door, because that has a way of affecting the practice adversely every time that happens. So you want to hire the best and then keep them as well, keep him or her as well. And I believe that the model of having bringing an associate into a fee-for-service practice will allow you to attract and keep the best possible associate dentist. So that's my case for doing it ahead of time and doing it before you hire your associate, for all those benefits that I've mentioned. And I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are thinking, Gary, I just think I'm going to lose way more patients. And that hasn't been our experience. In hundreds of practices, that hasn't been our experience. And secondly, it is an eminently solvable problem because it can be solved through marketing. And I honestly feel like today, in terms of marketing, I feel like I have my hand on a spigot and I can turn it up or I could turn it down. Turn it up and get more new patients, turn it down and get fewer new patients, whatever the circumstances demand. And that is not a situation I have felt historically, in practice. I remember when Paul and I bought Life Smiles in 2007, it felt like marketing was some voodoo dark science. It was some mystery. It was like you throw stuff against the wall and some stuff works and some doesn't. Well, keep doing the stuff that does and tweak the stuff that doesn't and stop doing the stuff that doesn't work. That's what it was. It felt like just a big, crazy experiment. And I feel very differently about that today, Naren, thanks to you and your team helping us master digital marketing.